What wedding moment made you think they are not going to last long? I'm witnessing one from the sidelines now. My wife's brother just got married this past May. Bride's mother is a big DIY person and went a little nuts with extra flowers, table pieces, decorations, etc. Note I said extra, it was already decorated by the venue, she just took it upon herself to buy and add way more stuff. Anyway, a few weeks ago she sends my MIL, groom's mom, an email with receipts of all the extra stuff she bought, $7,000 worth, and asked that she pay half since it was technically set up in time for the rehearsal dinner for guests to enjoy. It's causing a huge rift between the newlyweds since the bride is taking her mom's side. The bride and groom did the first dance, then spent the rest of their reception completely apart from each other, getting shit-faced with their own separate friend groups. The only other dancing all night was the bride dancing with her high school friends, the father-daughter dance and the mother-son dance, during which the groom was crying. The best man's speech didn't mention the bride at all and basically boiled down to, "Groom, you're married now, but our bond is older and stronger, all of our hunting and fishing trips together are the best thing in our lives, can't wait for more." Such a sad, desperate atmosphere. They made it a little over 1 year. I was maid of honor. Me, best man and the couple went into a separate little room to do the signing stuff. Bride excused herself to go the bathroom and the groom started making pretty mean remarks about her cooking, she's passionate about, to the officiary. She came back, heard they were talking about cooking family meals together and gave him the warmest smile, thinking he had praised her. He scoffed awkwardly and changed the topic. That always stuck with me. He wasn't laughing with her but at her, behind her back. They lasted 7 months. Well, here it goes. My cousin got married probably a decade ago, and during the wedding it came out that groom was not the best to my cousin while dating. The bride's brother did not take this well, and during the after-party a shouting match became a brawl between the two families. Next thing you know, the police show up and literally pepper spray everyone, including my grandma, kids and anyone near the area. I don't remember if anyone got arrested, but the story got on CBS, the early show for the international news. LOL, they did not last long, to say the least. I worked at a museum that also doubled as a wedding venue in the summers. As part of the wedding package, the museum would stay open after hours for the guests only, so I'd just sit there and greet people basically. One wedding got particularly rowdy. Almost everyone was drunk, people were jumping into the fountain, someone vomited in said fountain. At one point, the bride is crying. Turns out the groom and one of his groomsmen were screwing upstairs in one of the bathrooms. A fight ensued between the groom and the father of the bride, and cops were called because it really got ugly. Entertaining for me, but I felt so bad for the bride. Where to start? The best man was the groom's coke dealer who dressed in a tux, the only one in a tux. The groom was high on coke and giggled throughout the whole ceremony. The host of the party alternated between arguing with his wife in Russian and running up to us every time he saw us, the bride's friends, the only people that showed up from her side for the wedding, whenever he saw us in groups of 2 or more, and tell us, "Don't smoke weed, if she, his wife, won't let me smoke weed in the house, then you guys can't." Every time we grouped up. I used to work at a pretty shitty privately owned exotic animal facility, think like Joe Exotic but less meth. People often booked kids' birthday parties, etc. One time, we hosted a wedding reception. The theme was hot fucking pink, so the clowns we normally hire were better dressed than them. The women looked like she wanted to cry the entire time. Not happy tears, LMAO. I felt bad for her. I feel like the groom just wanted to book the cheapest venue with AC, and they happened to like animals. If you like animals, you wouldn't support where I worked. My brother's ex-wife. Throughout the exchange of vows, she was looking at everyone but my brother, making sure all eyes were on her. Later, she instructed the photographer, a family friend who was cheap, to mingle and get shots of people being happy. Within 10 minutes, she'd summoned the photographer back shouting, "Whose wedding is this?" I meant get shots of people being happy for me. Edit, thought I'd add, they broke up when she cheated on him. Apparently, that marriage she was desperate for was only good while it brought her attention. Groom got into a fist fight with the father of the bride. Split after 4 months. Context: groom and bride's dad. Actually, most people in these families, if I'm honest, have pretty aggressive drinking problems. Father-in-law has always hated him. I wasn't around for what actually set it off, but it ended when the bride got in the middle, got an elbow in the eye, and the happy couple left for the night. This was in rural Canada. Not Letterkenny, but basically Letterkenny. I'd say the father-in-law won the fight though.